Microphone check 1 2 1 2. We are back. Deeply opinionated conversations. This is gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a really good one. I got a really good feeling about this one. This is the why are men? I mean, what is it? Why? What women don't understand about men? Excuse me, I had a little medication.
Why are men?
So what women don't understand about men? So what I did, I asked y'all to send in questions, and we was gonna answer them straight up and down. So I brought in 2 people. I've had deep conversations with both of these fellas. I love their mindset. I love what they think about, how they approach things, and how they think about it. So I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. To my right, I got
Tyree. You know, just the homie, cuz.
Just the homie.
Just the hoop homie. That's all.
Just the hoop homie.
Yeah, that's it.
And my man.
Yeah, I'm Shameek, aka Meek.
Meek.
AKA Meek Love, because that's all I got. We've been locked in.
Turn your R&B voice off.
Meek came in to listen to Dick, ain't it? Meek Love.
Yo. Turn your R&B voice off.
Turn it off real quick.
So we gonna dive right in, man. We gonna get to it.
Let's do it.
You know what I'm saying? So the first question we have today. Now I got this a lot in different variations of the question, so I'm gonna just narrow it down to what it really is. The first question is, why do men cheat? Anybody want to jump on that one first?
I feel like I knew that was gonna be the first question.
Yeah, right.
We might as well go and get it out the way.
Right? Man. Oh.
It's about 30 minutes of the pod.
Yeah.
Like, we ain't gonna be all day though.
Yeah, men cheat. I think it depends a lot on one, age, the time period that you're in, because a lot of times younger men may be more likely to cheat and do it more often. But if that affects a woman in a way that cheating is always something that's in her mind, like it's ingrained in her from a young age, then she'll probably feel like if she was with someone who did cheat, that would bring up all the past cheating that she been through. So maybe that's why they want to know about why we cheat so much. That could be it. But I think, man, just like I said, we a little bit more promiscuous. We willing to go get it. We're hunters. We're gonna go get it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
It's a lot that goes into that, man. It's such a loaded question because it's like it's never. It's so many different variables that you have to think about, like how you were raised, what you're used to seeing as far as a family dynamic, your mother versus your father. Like, I've seen it on both sides. I've seen my mom do some things that as a young kid I couldn't make sense of until I got older. I seen my dad do some wild shit that I couldn't make sense of until I got older. Even my stepdad, it's like things that make you think like, damn, you know, is this what being in a relationship or being with somebody is like, that you have to entertain, that you always gonna have to worry about it being something lurking on the outside of your whole 1-2, you know what I mean? Outside of that, man, like nowadays it's so much deeper. Like, it's the access. Think about it. Think about, you can open your phone and be exposed to 1 million people. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, shit, even Tumblr, man. It's people, when you are not interested in holistically trying to build something with somebody, and you're always searching for instant gratification, you'll try to find that in one person versus the next. That's why relationships don't last. That's why cheating is so easy. For men, it's like you said, we are naturally hunters. Like, it's primal in us that we have to conquer, that we have to be, you know, I want this woman in my bed, this woman. And it's a cool factor. Like, even with the friends that you had growing up, I be so stuck on, like, romanticizing about what a relationship would be. Like, if I could do it my way, and everything I had to pull from is movies that I've seen, like Boomerang, or Why the Fools Fall in Love, shit like that. Like, you always think that even if I get out there and I try to entertain multiple women with outside of my own home and shit like that, it'll always work itself out. Like, she'll love me enough to forgive all my bullshit, and she'll take me back. And that shit, it's a false narrative in your own mind. Like, you start thinking like, well, I can't get caught. Or even if I do, she loves me so much, she'll forgive a nigga. Like, men cheat because we have access. It's really that simple, dog.
See, when I think about this, I kind of dive like just deeper than that, because to me, access and all that's surface level. Right. To me, I think it goes way deeper because how we're nurtured, right? So it's 2 points I want to make. I heard Nick Cannon make this reference, and it made a lot of sense to me when he said it. What he said was, he said, ask a girl, sit in front of a girl and say, would you rather me put my finger in your mouth or you put your finger in my mouth? Which one would you choose?
I heard you use this one before.
You're going to choose to put your finger in the other person's mouth, not them putting the finger in your mouth. This is how the vagina is set up. Men have the finger that you put in anybody's mouth. But the women cherish the mouth and won't let you put that finger in their mouth because they cherish the vagina. So when they do let you in, that connection is different because you're letting someone into your body.
Right.
So when you let someone into your body, that connection is completely different for them. For us, it's just sticking the finger in the keyhole. Right. It don't really mean nothing unless it's somebody that you have that connection with. That's why women don't understand. I think that what women need to take the time, and maybe us too, is that it's always men versus women because we don't never take the time to understand each other. We write off each other's points as bullshit if you don't agree with it. So if a man says something and you don't agree with it, it's automatically bullshit instead of listening to what he's saying. And we do the same thing to the women sometimes because a lot of the things that they do is bullshit. But we don't give them we don't give them that because you feel like it's that same bullshit over and over again. Also, with cheating, it's like, I think it's natural for us to want to move on to something else. I read an interesting book, I forget the name of the book, where it's this lady. She said that marriage should be a 4-year contract, and on the 4th year, you go before a marriage counselor, and you guys as a group decide if you want to continue this contract. It should never be a 4-year thing. So what she does is she does this. She says, because if you think about it, and what made me look at it was that most of my relationships, they fizzle in the 4th year. Like every relationship I've been in, on the 4th year is when it starts to fizzle out.
About 4 or 5 too.
Right. So that's what caught what she was saying to me.
Right.
And so then I was listening to her story, and I was like, damn, she kind of making sense. Because she was talking about, you can take an infant who has no type of influence. It's a baby. It doesn't know reality TV, doesn't know what social media is, doesn't know what cheating is, none of that. And that's an uninfluenced baby. You give a baby a rattle, they're gonna play with that rattle until they're tired of playing with that rattle. And naturally that baby is going to move on to something else. So that nature is in us from birth to death. Now add in influence. Now we know what social media is. We've been through all of these things. It's just it's a natural thing, and like you said, access, everything's becoming right here. Yeah. It's right here. A nigga used to have to get a good outfit, make sure his cologne was right in the mirror because he trying to get a number on a piece of paper.
You had to go find a joint.
He had to go to the club, build up the confidence, walk up to her, ask her to dance or drink, whatever your play was, and actually have confidence to do that.
Sidebar. So I've been out lately, right? You know, niggas don't even ask shorties for their numbers no more. I've literally been places where I've heard niggas like, yo, what's your IG?
Yeah.
Like, yo, my nigga, that's the leader?
Yeah.
That's the leader. I usually wait till I get the information.
I get the
first.
same
Right.
thing
You
though.
know what I'm saying? Like girls ask you for your IG?
Yep.
Right.
IG. Let me get your
I'm
IG.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. Though. It kind of makes
Yo,
sense.
they want to
though.
know what you look like on a
Right,
consistent
right,
basis. Like
right.
this is
I'm in front
this
of
is
you.
your resume
This is what
right
I
here.
look like.
Yo,
Nah.
yo,
In the club,
Instagram is your resume.
in the club,
your
cute.
resume.
Yeah, you're right.
In the club, cute is different.
It's
My
different.
nigga, it's
different.
you be in the club like, damn,
This is your best shit.
there's some joints in here.
This is your best outfit.
When
This
them
your best
lights
shit.
come on though, and the end of the party, them lights come on, you be like, ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, like, you know what I'm saying? So I understand it. Like, even though when you go to the IG, it probably ain't gonna look like.
When
how
did
it really
that
look
become the
anyway.
norm though? When did that become the norm? That's like, all right,
my
cool.
God, it's
The
getting
approach for the
worse.
female is like,
It's getting
I
worse.
don't want your number to call you or text you to figure out what's going on with our day. and shit.
Instagram.
Let me get your IDs. Let me go through your profile.
Because
pics and all
the
your
because
other
the
bullshit.
number was only a form of contact.
Right.
So now with the IG, it's a better form of contact because I can call you on IG.
I can see your face.
I can see your face, and I can text you, and I can see what you're doing.
Back to your point about the contract, the 4-year.
Oh, yeah.
reevaluate. So with that said, you believe in polygamy, I'm guessing.
No, that had nothing to do with polygamy.
Because I feel like it goes in the same vein. If you are already, to me, that's almost the same as what's a prenup? like if we're entering into our relationship, marriage, whatever the case may be, and we're reevaluating 4 years later, and things could change. Women go through menopause, men go through ED, like all of this shit, and this is progressive. This is over time. This is not anything that I'm just saying. Like you have to think about factors that are going to play into your intimacy, factors that are going to play into your livelihood. You could lose your job. She could lose her job. So at the point in time you come before this judicial board or whoever it may be to decide what are we doing now after the 4 years. Think about the factors that may be in play at that very point in time. That's going to override everything that y'all built together, the love, the connection.
See,
It may be circumstantial
to determine that.
But that's what the meeting is for. That's what it's for. It's for you guys to have that
crazy.
conversation.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense because you know what? We all have this false narrative of forever. None of us know what forever means. We talk about it, girl, I want to love you forever. You don't know what that means. You heard somebody else say that. We have no idea what it means to love someone forever because none of us got forever. We got, what, an average 86 years on the planet? So throw forever out of here because it's not it's always been a thing with me. It's like, how can I promise you today, that I'm going to love you 20 years from now? How is that physically, mentally possible?
Love shouldn't be fleeting.
So you think on a day-by-day basis is what the love should be judged on?
I don't.
People change, things change. If you had macaroni and cheese for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day, how long would it be before you tired of macaroni and cheese?
How much you love that macaroni and cheese?
Do one day.
How much you love that macaroni and cheese?
Macaroni
That
and cheese.
macaroni and cheese was no longer a choice once you passed on it.
Yeah.
What do you
exactly.
think? What do you think?
Now you don't got macaroni and cheese no more forever.
Bro, there's plenty of noodles and cheese at the store.
It's not. It'll never be the same thing though.
That's not true.
All right, so I don't want to.
Listen, I'll give you the perfect example. Right? I used to love my grandmother's macaroni and cheese, right? And I thought it was the greatest thing in the world, right? And then I had some other macaroni and cheese. I'm like, yo.
Are you stepping out of your ground mac and cheese?
You got you killing grandma over here with your mac and cheese. So that's what I'm saying, bro. You don't know what is the best until you have the best.
Right.
But if you enter into it with a mindset of always thinking about what's next, how can you make whatever it is that you're doing with the person that you're doing it with substantial? Like I don't want to, like I'm so beyond. I've had my fun, man. 35 years on this earth, explored all the other bullshit, females here and there, whatever. Like you get to a point where entertaining multiple people over and over again, it's taxing, it's stressful. Like I'm running to being, a lot of different people or the same people in different bodies. It's what it feels like. Seen a lot of this shit before. Seen this movie already. Like I already know if I meet you and it's a superficial mindset, that's how you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I meet you and whether you deal with me or don't deal with me, it's conditional based on how I'm treating you every single day. Like without taking into regard that my shit is hectic. I have a job that's stressful. Like I'm not gonna be the best person I can be to you every day. I can only show up. And you know what I'm saying? I'm never gonna not care about you and shit. If I already see that you don't have the patience, like these are things that I'm factoring into my forever. Like that's how I'm looking at it. Somebody that's patient, somebody that's gonna be understanding, that's gonna be down to earth, a little bit more grounded than just like all this other bullshit.
See, but that's what I'm saying is that person can be all of those things today and none of those things 5 years from now. Yeah. That is what I'm saying. The only thing that is consistent, my nigga, is change. So
what happens to growing together though? That's not a thing no more? I thought that was a thing, man.
But growing together is also just another phrase that we use.
Can you not just do that to a certain point? You grow together up until this point and then it's all right, well,
you don't.
I think personally,
we did that.
For me, and I get what you're saying. I completely respect what you're saying. I don't want to put parameters on my loving. Like I don't want to put parameters on if you change tomorrow. You know how many females I've been with and tried to do this shit with for real who changed over time, and because me being stuck in my ways about maybe it's nostalgic, maybe it's me thinking about who you are when I met you and still trying to hold on to that shit and not wanting to let it just, be swept under the rug, be like, all right, cool, well, you're not acting this way or that way. I don't want to just write you up. I get that you're evolving. I'm evolving, but it shouldn't be so much so that we separate ourselves and we start looking for new shit. Because you're going to always repeat that cycle. It's going to always be that.
Well, wouldn't you be putting a parameter on time if you said forever? Because if you weren't using parameters, you would just say nothing is our time and we're going to do this until we don't do it anymore. And then, to Rose's point, then you move on to the next one.
That sounds like what he's saying. But it's giving that out. why give it out? Like I don't know nobody realistically I don't know nobody that's ever been with
always
somebody.
an out, bro. It's called divorce.
Yeah, of course. But who goes into marriage thinking about divorce?
Prenups, they're everywhere.
But that's the point I'm trying to make. Like if you're going into this thinking about it not working out, then are you really doing this with the intent of it being is it a real thing then? Is it a real thing or it's just like, well, all right.
Why does length determine how real something is though?
Not length. Cam concern is what I'm talking about.
Right, but you're talking about essentially you don't want to put a time limit on. You want to say we're going to do it forever. That's your mindset going in. That's
See,
the mindset
I never said forever. What I'm saying is I want to be able to love somebody without conditions, without it being a situation where if you change or if I change, then let's just null and void this whole shit. Right. Let's just go ahead and write it up. Because it's going to happen. It's like you said, change is consistent. It's the one thing that remains, change.
So you can have the best 1 month relationship that you've ever had in your life, and it only lasted 1 month.
You know, that's my issue with like this generation of dating and shit like that. Nobody got no wherewithal to stick it out. Ain't nobody in it trying to figure out how to make shit work. Let's figure out how to stay.
Well, who in history has done that?
Mad people.
We are only here to reproduce.
There are examples.
All we here to do is reproduce.
No, I can't. I can't think like that. I don't see so many failed examples of love and relationships. Dog, I don't want to change my mind.
Let me ask you this, right? So the divorce rate of marriage in the United States
50%
it's 54 now. 54%, right? If I took you to a car lot and I say, yo, this car right here works 54% of the time, are you still gonna buy that car?
How many miles we got on?
No.
I'm thinking about rational shit, bro. If we got 113,000 miles, I'll probably get another 30,000.
Okay, 54% mean that it probably worked half the week. You got to get everywhere else the rest of the week. What you doing?
Yeah, you know you're not getting that.
You're not buying that car, bro. You're not buying that car.
Find a good mechanic, man. That's what I'm saying. Like that's the same thing with love and relationships. If you think the relationship is not gonna be substantial, y'all gonna have y'all moments when you change and you draw apart from each other. There's counseling for that. There are ways to figure out how to better communicate, how to effectively tell somebody that you with what's going on with you, and to figure out what's going on with them. Mediation. You can have like a middle person involved in your situation where it's not her girlfriends or your homeboys or people that you know that are married or people that you know that are single and shit like that. Like a voice of reason that's not objective.
That's the same thing I said. That's the same thing she was saying. You're together, committed, working on this relationship for 4 years. At the 4-year mark, you and that person and an outside counselor sit down and discuss, do we want to continue to do this? If they agree to yes, they want to do it, then we do another 4 years.
Would you be up for that?
This shit ain't working.
Would you be up for that? Realistically.
Let me ask this. Like I said, most of my relationships are 4 to 5 years in duration, right? So I could see why it would be great because on one aspect you got people going into the relationship knowing it's gonna be 4 years. So you're gonna legitimately try to make it great because why would you want to be in misery for 4 years, right? So you're gonna do your best to make it the best thing it can be. And then after that first couple years, you're training yourself mentally to be in a good, like to read emotions better of your partner and communicate better because you want it to be great.
Why do those constructs have to be in place?
What you say?
Why do those constructs have to? Why do we have to put?
No, this is just what would happen, right?
And within that situation.
But what I'm saying is because you can re-sign, just like an athlete, you can re-sign that contract for another 4 or 5 years, right?
Right. So 50 years.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy about all this?
To have a good relationship for at least 4 years.
This sounds like in this day and age, with the way dating and relationships are set up and how things manifest, like I can see that being a realistic thing after a while. Like I can see somebody, a lawyer with copyright and all this shit and all this paperwork being like, yo, this is what I propose. And I can see a lot of motherfuckers jumping on the bandwagon like, yo, that'd be a dope ass concept. Like, let's figure out 4 years. I mean, and the best thing about it is maybe it'll keep, and to circle everything back around, keeping cheating and infidelity to a law. Because it's like we're gonna invest. We're gonna mutually invest ourselves fully for 4 years. So if it doesn't work out and I feel like I gotta be somewhere else, or you feel like you gotta be somewhere else, because the one thing that's true outside of change is everybody is gonna forever be attracted to other people. I don't give a fuck who you are. Your girl can love you to death. She ain't blind.
Right.
And you as a nigga, even if you are primal and that shit is subdued because you care about your relationship, you got eyes too, my nigga. You gonna walk outside your crib, you're like, damn, that bitch got a fat ass. Damn, she got some big ass titties. That's different from what I got at the house. Like, but do I want to take that chance?
Right.
So if you have this mindset knowing that the contract can't be voided for something like a cheating or da-da-da-da, there should be something to lose in that. Should be some. I feel like there should be something to lose. There's certain things that you can do to tweak that to make it more digestible. But for me, as it being just a fluid thought out there, I can't see it.
That suggestion is only my suggestion of trying to work in the system that's already in place. I automatically think that love and the court system shouldn't have anything to do with each other in the first place. So that's the fucked up shit in the first place, is that marriage and love didn't start out as one thing. Marriage was first designed by our forefathers to join properties and to keep family names alive. So it was never about love. I tell people all the time, the history of wearing engagement rings is not even 100 years old. Think about that for a second. The history of wearing engagement rings is not even 100 years old. There's some people who are alive when wearing engagement rings wasn't a thing. So you have to understand that there's a lot of things that are in place in our mind that we have been trained to believe is real, and it's in us. It's in our DNA. We react to it. It's just what it is right now. So that is my suggestion of how to operate in this time right now.
And I know we went off on a tangent and shit. I hope
super tangent.
I hope whatever female asks that question about why men cheat is a better understanding. I mean, to just bring it back all like full circle or whatever. It's a conscious decision, yo. We all make choices. Like you're a thinking able-bodied person. I'm a thinking able-bodied person. Like we all have the ability, unless we have some type of mental birth defect or something like that, to make rational decisions about what we decide to do or not do. You can cheat because you don't value the person that you love, and you just think entertaining options is your own selfish, explorative thing to do, and that's cool. Or you can cheat because I think some people think cheating has anything to do with there being a detachment from love or care and concern and shit like that. I know mad niggas who cheated on their girlfriends, wives and all that, who love them like to death.
Yeah, break their heart.
You know what I'm saying? Like would take a bullet for them and shit like that. But that's just, again, it's a selfish, it's just stepping out just to step out. You know what I mean? It's no real.
So just to wrap it up, men cheat for a million reasons, and it's the same million reasons that women cheat. It's just the society that we're in.
The crazy is I knew he was gonna pull it there. Like real shit.
It's just real shit. Everybody cheats, bro. I've had girls who come sleep with me who was cheating on their man, and things have happened another time.
You ever been cheated on?
Yes.
You ever been cheated on? Yeah. I think I got cheated on mad times. But I probably was being a shit nigga too, so like I get it. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yo, I got cheated on. I got cheated on. My girl at the time, I caught her sleeping with another girl.
Is that cheating?
Yeah, what you do?
It was wild.
What was that conversation like?
It wasn't a conversation. I caught them.
You walked in on them?
Yeah.
Oh, some
no words is necessary.
They was at her cousin's house, and I pulled up. Seen a familiar car outside. I didn't like that. So cousin opens the door. The look on her face gave everything away immediately.
Snitched on without snitching.
She snitched without snitching. As soon as she opened the door, she was like, bag, what's going on in here? Excuse me.
Let me get to that bedroom.
I get to the bedroom, open the door. Oh, word? It would have been cool if it was like a female, but it was
a stud.
Yeah.
It's like you.
Yeah, it was
like bed.
But this is the craziest thing. Me and the girl she slept with, the stud, best friends to this day.
Since that point.
Best friends to this day.
You put a textbook female move.
To this day.
Females find out you cheating with a girl, and I have no idea why, though. I can't make sense of this shit for the world of me. They befriend the girl you was cheating with. They form an alliance.
That's the gas. That's the gas. She's only doing that to watch her. Like, I gotta watch you now. I gotta bring you close so I can watch you now. That's the gas. They ain't really friends.
True shit, yo. We could be okay. Fuck it. So I was dating long time ago. Long time ago.
All forgiven since then.
My past life. I was dating this girl, right? And of course, she found out about me cheating with this other girl, and you know what I'm saying. And I don't want to expose who they are because one's married now, one has a kid.
You don't need that.
Yeah. So anyway, long story less long, they end up finding out about the cheating shit on my end or whatever. Both confronted me and decided that because they had never been with, she never been with a female, the other girl had never been with a female. It's like, let's have a threesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up in a relationship with the two people I was cheating on together for like 6 months. Wild shit.
You was in 2 relationships?
No, I was in a single relationship with 2 people.
Oh, so it was y'all 3?
Yeah, it was 3 of us. So we had rules like you couldn't see one without seeing the other unless it's like a check in. Like if I'm going to like one is in town because they both lived out of town. One's in town and she comes in town. She wants to see me or some shit like that. We got to call like the third party, be like, yo, we linking up. We going to do da 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 da.
Right.
And after a while, it's like these bitches kind of push me out, and then they end up doing their own like 1-2 for a while or whatever. And it's just the weirdest shit to me. Like I never understood women befriending the girl that they find out about that's cheating with the nigga that they both consider ain't shit. Some move on and live happy lives, and some, you know, have to keep this bond. I don't know what that shit is. I don't get it.
It's probably...
Listen, what y'all need to stop doing though, y'all need to stop fighting over niggas who ain't shit.
Tell them.
Why is y'all, don't do that. Like, why is y'all doing that? Cut that out. Like, both of y'all talk about, he ain't shit, but y'all fighting each other over
Over
that
that
nigga.
nigga, that ain't shit.
Both of y'all should just dip. Like,
You know their argument to that is, or she disrespected me. I feel violated by her. No, you can't feel violated by somebody.
Might not know.
Right, like if you find out your nigga's cheating with a female or whatever, she's not disrespecting you because 9 times out of 10 or 10 times out of 10, this nigga's misleading both of y'all.
Right.
I've been that ain't shit nigga.
Your enemies can't betray you.
Facts.
Your enemies cannot betray you.
Let's move on, man.
Right.
What's our next question?
Let's do something good. All right. Is having side bitches cool or stressful?
That shit's stressful. That shit is stressful.
At what age though?
You doing too much.
At what age is
At
it stressful?
any point in time, it's stressful.
No, I'm gonna tell you what's real, right? So me and my niggas we used to have like real fallouts. Me and the homies, like we'd be at the crib and shit like that, and girls I would be dealing with like mad, just doing my own 1-2 or whatever. They're black because we used to throw parties. They're like, damn son, you always got like this person arguing with you in the club, or this person arguing with you over this bitch, da 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 da. Like you always got drama and shit. I'm like 25, 26. I'm telling niggas like, yo, bro, when I look back, when I'm 40, when I got my wife, my kids, and our dog and picket fences and all that other cliche bullshit or whatever, I want to say I lived. I want to be able to say like I got all that shit out of my system. So for then, at that point in time, it was a rush. It's like, this is just how I'm living. Like I don't owe nobody nothing. I don't have no ties with you outside of whatever romantic interests we have with each other. Like I'm good. I can just live my life, and I was cool with that because it was just, it's like some hip shit. Like niggas bigging you up. Like niggas see you like, yo, that nigga they got hoes. Like you feel like it's like a big up for you real quick. But then when you get older, it's like, oh, you want somebody infringing on your home and your comfort, like calling your girl, texting your girl. You know, half the time of your girl at a certain age is finding about the bullshit you're doing and all that. It's not coming from the other women. It's coming from her friends. Like they're putting the battery in her back. Like, I heard this about your nigga. I heard that about your nigga. And if somebody who don't have a stronger than mine, she gonna run with it. And that's gonna cause distrust and
Man, I just brought up a wild ass story, bro. So when I was in college, right, it was this girl who used to always be like, I seen at that time I wasn't Rose. At this time it was B. I seen B doing this, right? She was always snitching, like always like, yo, I seen him talking to what's her name in the lunchroom, like all the time. Come to find out, she snitching on me while trying to backdoor her, and so then I'm trying not to get in the middle. I'm trying to be like, yo, you need to watch your friends. Everybody who your friends, not your friends. She was like, who are you talking about? Put a name on it. Like, bro, I'm just gonna tell you this. Everybody who say they're your friend is not your friend. So just keep your eyes open and, you know, watch what's going on. Mm-hmm. And then so we in the club one time. Girl came and put her arm around my neck. Mm. Nobody else can do that but my girl. So I'm thinking this is my shorty. I can't see who's behind me. I'm sitting down in the chair. And so I grab and kiss the arm. And as I come up kissing the arm, I look up and my shorty's in front of me.
She's like, nigga, I knew you was fucking this bitch. Like,
so I look up at her and I'm like, get your ass over me, what the fuck?
You know what's even more wild than that? The girl trying to backdoor your girl for you.
While she's snitching on me.
I can't for certain say it, but I feel like this for real. You know, the way of the world and shit like that. Women are a little bit more curious than men about same-sex dealings and all that shit. I think a lot of times when girls are snitching on you to your girl and shit like that, it's because they have an interest.
Well, they was cousins. They was blood cousins.
Oh, nah, that's different. I'm just saying, like, just speaking out of context about that shit. Like, there's a lot of situations where I've been dealing with like certain women and shit like that, and the girls that come and tell them shit, it always like raise the brow, like, yo, why are you so pressed about what we got going on and shit? And then you kind of like see them in their own element and shit like that. It's like, damn, if I ain't know no better, like if you was a nigga, I think you was trying to bag my shorty. Like that's how it look. I get the friendship and I care for you and all that other shit, and not trying to be paranoid about this shit, but like you smart. You a smart guy. You a smart guy. Like you can understand when it's just like playful interactions and girl, I'm just trying to support you and big you up, and there's a whole like, damn, I'm kind of interested. Like the shit is just the weirdest shit to me. Like it's either them trying to backdoor you or trying to get your girl.
That weird shit between women, like that weird competition shit that goes on between women. It's kind of like I was talking about on my story the other day. It's like my DMs when I'm single, my DMs is chilling. When I'm in a relationship and I'm posting pictures and I'm on a date, DMs is litty. Oh, you got your little girlfriend now.
My little girl.
Look, you ain't trying to take me on no. I'm like, bro, where was y'all at 6 months ago? Like, what the fuck is you talking about?
You wasn't a prize worth having at the time. You was out here being a free agent. What do you need to pursue?
It's insane, that little competition shit between women. But what you said? You said it was stressful or not?
No, I'm saying it's stressful. I mean, you gotta, especially when you're not being honest with the women you're dealing with. So let's say you just cheating with one chick. That's one chick that you got to deal with. Deleting her text message. You don't know when she gonna text you, right? Because you ain't being honest with her. And then when you with her, you got to do the exact same thing. You got to remember the different plans and work weeks and all that stuff. And you got time on stress. That's just one.
That shit is stressful.
When you get into 2 and 3 and 4, it's stressful.
There was a point in time for y'all where it was like fun. Not saying like right now, not in the recent years, because we all are.
Man, I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. I've always been in a relationship. I've always been in a relationship.
I've always been in relationships.
But I'm saying one person. Like I always been that person. Like ever since like middle school. Like I always been. I want to be in a relationship. I always been like the relationship type. So I was always in a relationship. Now when I was single, I was running and trying to battle. I remember one time in college.
Was that really cheating though? If you single? No. That's what I'm saying.
It's not, but I understand why females can get upset in those situations.
I don't understand that. If you have
the reason I can't is because
they're
women. They're women though. We can't just say we have a conversation. That's where we confuse them. That we think that logic is what's supposed to make sense, and we get that confused with them because they're emotional creatures. So with women, we can't always think logic is going to make them understand what we're going on, because you have to understand just chemically they're different chemically balanced. Their body reacts to emotions different ways. So you have to kind of like jump in their world to kind of bring them down when you talking about stuff like that. But if, like I told you, it means more to a woman, especially if you putting it down. You know what I'm saying? Like you giving her I love you type sex, but y'all just messing around. A woman is gonna catch feelings. It's just gonna happen. So when that's happening to them and happening to their body, it's that connection. It don't gotta be said. It don't gotta be words. It don't gotta be, we talked about this or I told you it. It's bigger than that with them because it's a body thing. It's a connection thing. So I don't. Yeah, I see where they come from when they get upset about it. Yeah, it's not cheating, but that connection. Unless you just a female out here wilding, that connection with most females, especially in the type of females that we would mess with, are of some type of stature. You know what I'm saying?
What's your take on side chicks now? Like, what's your take on? I mean, you single, so it's like you can't really have. Meek, you single too, right?
Yep.
So it's like it's hard to kind of have that conversation with men who don't.
Well, let me
own anybody anything.
Yeah, let me ask you this. So shouldn't if a man should it not be expected that when you meet somebody, they probably are talking and trying to feel out multiple people to date, right?
I said it all the time.
So do we need to have that discussion with women prior, like when we first meet them? Like, hey, you're not the only person I'm talking to, because I feel like if we had that conversation, it would kind of like deter them from wanting to be with us.
You could have that conversation with women. It's not gonna make a build a fucking difference. Because it's not. You can't.
You can respect honesty.
They respect honesty, but like you said, women are chemically not the same. They're not balanced the same as us. So you can have a transparent conversation with a woman about dating other women. At some point in time, if you fucking them the right way, if you are giving them time and attention, they're gonna feel like you owe them. There's a sense of obligation even without a title. You know how many relationships I ended up in because there was a sense of obligation outside of what we were doing?
Yeah.
It's like a girl told me one time, she was like, well, I'm not your girl and we're not dealing with each other like that. You keep telling me you single, whatever, but you treat me like you like me. I'm like, yo, if I'm dealing with you and I like you, I'm going to treat you like I like you. If I don't like you, I'm going to treat you like somebody I don't like. I don't understand the logic in you feeling like because I'm giving you attention or because I'm spending time that consummates anything. Sex doesn't consummate anything. Me giving you my time doesn't consummate anything. There has to be a transparent, open conversation about what we're doing next beyond whatever it is we were doing when I met you. And that shit doesn't always happen, especially not with women.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I wasn't really never the side chick type dude, but when I was like single, I was wilding.
You know the problem with us?
What?
We don't tell side chicks they side chicks. Most men omit that information.
That's why you have the conversation with them up front, then you ain't got to worry about it.
But it's like, who's the side chick?
Who's
the side chick if you're single? Everybody is side. Ain't no entree.
You don't have there's nothing to
So when you're in a relationship and having a side chick, then is there a conversation about, yo, I got a girl at home. This is where I lay my head. This is my family life. This is what I'm doing on a serious level. So to deal with me, you got to be respectful of that. Like when you see me and my girl out, I feel like if we set certain parameters within those type of situations, you can. I'm not advocating for it. I don't want nobody to think I'm saying like, yo, go out, get your side chick, and this is the way to do it. But if you are going to do it, just be smart about it, man. Like just give them give them some real shit. The worst thing you could do is take a choice away from a motherfucker. And you got 3 blind mice running around here bumping into each other and shit. You be out with your girl, and then the girl who you told that you was out of town is in the mall, or the girl who you told you was going to chill with your niggas is in the mall and shit like that. Then it's a clash. Everybody running into because there are no parameters set for what's going on in this shit. It's different, man.
All right, let's lighten it up a little bit, man. She asked, does it matter if a woman can cook or not?
I ain't looking for no chef.
Oh, damn.
I ain't looking for no chef. You looking for a chef? Does that matter?
Nah, it's funny because I was just thinking about this the other day. Why is it that, because I like to cook a lot.
Right.
But I've always felt that when a woman comes in the relationship, she should be able to cook. Not that she needs to do it every day, because I like to cook. I'm going to do it the majority, most likely.
Right.
But that she should be able to cook something more than just, macaroni and cheese out the Kraft box or something. You feel me? People say like they cook, they'll throw that on the plate with some mashed potatoes and, cook a piece of chicken in the oven and be like, yeah, I chefed up some real classic stuff here. Right? And I'm not talking about that. I'm actually talking about putting the meal together. But she should be able to do that. And I was thinking, why do I think that? Like, why would I be upset if she didn't? Like, so when she does come into a relationship, I got to think about it and say, okay, I can't comment on the fact that she may not cook all the time. Because when she does cook, she shuts it down in the kitchen. Right? So I can make that concession. But I don't know. What's the significance of cooking? Like, if you had to going out and meeting your ideal woman, she matches you mentally, y'all have a good chemistry or whatever, sexual shit is good, whatever. She cleans, takes care of the house and all that. That shit.
But she can't cook for a lick. She can't cook at all. That's gonna deter you from wanting to make a life love?
No. It wouldn't do that. No, that's drastic.
Because you can cook. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I said. I ain't looking for no chef.
Drastic.
My last girl was a motherfucking amazing in the kitchen. Like, crab legs and all that other shit. But I never cared. I appreciated it, but it wasn't like a criteria. It wasn't like, oh damn, nigga come home, I ain't got no hot meal set up. Like, I'm cool, let's go get some subs. Like, that shit wasn't, it's so minuscule, man. There's so much other shit to consider. We can feed ourselves. I can cook.
Yeah.
It's like you said, I can cook, my nigga. There's no point in me feeling like, damn, I gotta look at you kind of crazy because you ain't in here throwing out like moms or grandmas.
See, with me, it's just, I just need the effort. See, the shit that I eat, it take you 5 minutes to cook. That's just how I eat. Like, I can cook because my pops could cook. He did majority of the cooking. My mom could throw down, but my dad was the one who was majority in the kitchen. So I learned how to cook from him. So I can cook, but me, the type of person I am, when I'm hungry, I want to eat now. I don't want to thaw this out, wait till this boil. No, I need something right now. So the type of stuff I eat take like 5 minutes to cook. So it don't really.
What do you eat? Cause I'm curious. Like bagel bites.
Bagel bites.
He said set the oven to 425.
He said 5 minutes. I'm trying
Bagel
to
bites.
Set the oven.
Bro, I love hot dogs. Pause.
Okay.
The microwave chicken fried steak joints. I make sandwiches out of those. The chicken patty joints. Just quick shit, man. Quick shit. Not no fucking bagel bites.
Niggas talking all this food
But
shit.
like-
I'm on a water fast like a bitch. Like, hurting right now. But nah, I
I'm
get
just saying.
I get what you're saying.
So that's what. So to my point, it's I like effort. I don't. You don't got to get in there and make me shrimp scampi and,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, from scratch with virgin oil and all that.
What if
You
she
gotta-
never cook?
Huh?
What if she never cook?
That's different because you got to have my. At this point, I'm dating to marry. So at this point, if you can't cook, what are you gonna do with my kids? I need you to feed my kids.
What type of women are you like drawn to? Like corporate women, women that are like.
I don't have a
homemakers?
type, man. You take all of my exes and line them up, you like, damn, this nigga Rose.
What's your? You have a preference for the type of woman that you?
Nope.
None of my exes.
So
We
I-
just gotta be able to
favor
have a
looking like-
conversation.
I like-
We can talk. We good.
I love
Vibes.
intellectual women. Usually the women that I find myself being like super interested in have things going for themselves because of their intellect. Like they're either motivating or they're enterprising or they're aspiring or like they conquer a lot of shit. So when you have those type of people in your lives, like one of their main focuses ain't gonna be to chef up a meal. If you happen to find somebody like that who has that as a a little bonus to some shit, it's cool. But for me, it's just not like it's not one of the necessities. I throw some motherfucking ramen together and call it a fucking day.
That's what I'm saying. I do some shit like that too. Like that's just the fact that that's the effort. That's all the effort I want. Make the noodles. Make the ramen noodles. I'm not gonna be like, man, bro, I made me some noodles.
You can't heat your own water, bro?
No, I can't. I'm talking about the effort.
The
though.
effort. Her
The
putting in that.
You
Just
don't
the
gotta
act
make me
itself.
just the act.
So you want your girl to,
Cater
to some degree.
at point. Yeah, at some
Okay.
point. Not you know.
Not anything extra, but
No,
just
not at all.
the amount that's required for a relationship.
Yeah,
You both
just-
gotta cater to
You know
each
what I'm
other.
saying? Just that.
And if you can cook, that's a bonus. Whoever the young lady is that asks the question, do you want your woman to cook? I'm gonna ask, can you cook? And when I say cook, I don't mean like you said, like no crab, macaroni, and cheese. Like if that's what you are like leaning yourself on, like damn, I'm a nice chef. Like my nigga get home fried chicken, mac, cabbage and rice, like all the other shit. And yo, you gotta lean on your strong points and shit like that. But if you out here cooking unseasoned baked chicken and your rice is a little crunchy or whatever, then, you might want to work on your personality again.
I'll say this before we go to the next show.
Other shit.
If you trying to build something with somebody, and food is the biggest thing as far as nurturing the body is concerned, besides water, right? You need that to live. You want to live healthy. You want your kids to be healthy. So you want somebody that knows how to provide those essential things for
Right.
your kid, and you want them to be strong. So you kind of need to know how to put something together
From
more
that-
than just
from that
the
standpoint, I get
typical
it.
stuff.
I get it.
And like a lot of what we're talking about comes into the relationship before the relationship even starts. So you bring it into a relationship, and if they don't know it coming in, it's hard to change people. That's one thing we know.
True.
So now I gotta change this about you. There's no guarantee that you might. So that might be something I might consider in my forever thing if I had something. But yeah.
You know, with that logic, just a sidebar, that's like the same as getting a girl a dog. Like real shit. Like if you can take care of a dog, like if I see how you can take care of, like I'm gonna be there too. Of course, it's like if we're together, it's our dog. But if I buy you a dog and say you're neglecting the dog, I'm looking at you like, yo, the fuck I know we have kids.
That's different. Bro.
That's the same shit.
It's not the same shit.
If you
bro.
got a fur baby, like you know how many motherfuckers really
Right,
care about
right,
like their pets?
right,
No,
right,
real.
right,
I'm a lion.
right. Yes, you're
I'm
lying.
I'm
Yeah.
lying.
I
Come
would.
on,
Listen,
man.
I probably
listen,
don't agree
listen.
with that.
I understand the point you're making, but it's not true, bro.
It's the
When
same logic.
when a woman getting pregnant and going through 9 months and this baby growing
I get
inside
that.
her,
I
that
get that.
connection is way different than you walking through the door with a puppy, my nigga.
But if you love, if you love a woman, right, and she loves you,
Right.
whatever y'all have together is from that foundation of love.
Mhm.
If you happen to buy her a dog, and that's a part of y'all immediate family at this point in time,
Mhm.
even if she didn't carry the dog, she's still gonna have some special place in her heart for that dog. She's not going
What if
to
she don't like
neglect it.
dogs?
Why would you buy a fucking dog? She don't like dogs. I'm just saying if your girl like animals.
My
and
girl
shit.
bought me a dog. I ain't like dogs, but now I love them. So I mean,
But where that seed
she
spawn from?
just she didn't.
Because
I
you
don't know
love her,
why
right?
she did it.
Because you love her, right?
Yeah.
And she did something that she felt like would warm your heart.
Yeah.
So you end up liking the dog and you end up taking care of the dog.
But not,
you didn't neglect
not
the
because
dog.
of her, it's because I built the relationship with the dog.
That's the same thing I'm saying. If I bring a dog into the house and this is me gifting it to you or whatever, I'm looking to see what your nurturing skills are like. Cause we can go through our shit. You can ignore me all fucking day. Dogs still gotta eat. Them motherfuckers can't talk. They can't take themselves out for a walk. They can't take themselves out shit like that. And I might not be there the entire time. But because we beefing, that means now neglect the dog? Nah. Cause that's not like, to me that's saying like, yo, you might just be a fucked up person. And I gotta take that into consideration because if things go bad between us and you're not concerned enough about what we have in our household, taking care of that shit, what's gonna happen if you have my child? Now is it a pawn?
I think that's perspective, bro. I think that's
I'm only tying it back to the motherfucking food shit.
it
might have been a tangent.
Because a dog is way different, man. Like me, I hated dogs. I never wanted a dog.
What happened to your dog?
She took him with her because I'd be too busy.
She took the fucking dog.
Well, I mean, she didn't
So how
take
you
it.
come out on top of that dog?
It wasn't a coming out on top. What happened was I'm too on the go for dogs.
I get it.
Like I can't. I'm
it just
too
made
on the
sense.
go, so it made sense for her to take the dog
I hear it.
with her. It was a mutual agreement. It wasn't like
Mutual.
oh you broke up. None of my exes hate me. I'm still cool with all of my exes.
I
Still check in on me.
I can't say that 100%. I got a couple that's like
None.
I got a
Zero.
couple who I'm not
Zero.
who we aren't cool.
I do
But it ain't
relationships
no
the
beef.
right way, man. I do relationships the right way. None of my exes hate me. None of us broke up because somebody got caught cheating. None of that. All of my exes.
So you never got caught up there cheating?
No. Never. Never.
You might need to write a book. I know a lot of smooth ass niggas, man. Like, all them niggas have been caught cheating to some form of fashion.
First of all, I avoid drama to the highest, bro. Like to the highest.
You avoiding it and it looking for you or finding you because of what you decided to do outside
I don't entertain possible drama situations. Like the first hint of drama, it's done.
Looking
like,
for the red flags early.
You only with one
super
woman.
early.
You only with one woman.
Super early.
You only with one woman.
Or single.
Right.
Or single.
No, I'm saying when you got a girl, you only with one woman.
Right. I'm invested
all
in
your
you.
life.
Not come on now.
I'm asking.
Come on now. Not
'Cause
all
I'm trying
my
to-
life. Because I ain't been focused on getting married and having a family all my life. So things I ain't saying I'm up here perfect. I ain't saying that at all.
Right.
But I'm saying it's some things that happen, but 99.9% of the time I'm super honest. So like
That honesty thing, man.
it's tough, man.
It's a catch-22,
It's tough.
yo.
It's tough.
You ever
It's
been trying to be honest with your girl and the truth that you tell them sound like a lie, but when you lying it sound like the truth?
Oh yeah, most
And you have to
definitely.
remind yourself like this.
Those the worst.
Nigga.
Because then you're gonna get mad that you was telling the truth
Nigga.
and being honest.
Nigga.
And that she don't believe.
Dog, it's been like that sometimes.
Ooh.
It's like that
Yeah.
happens.
Been there.
Let's get another question in.
What you got next?
The next one is, does a woman's income matter?
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
Collaborate.
Not at all. If a woman, like, what do I want my woman to be? I want her to be strong. I want her to be smart. I want her to be good looking. I want her to be kind. I want her to be all those things, right? So, would you rather her have money or be missing one of those qualities in the woman you're trying to build with? Right? Money is not, your income is nothing. Like, so what? She make more bread than you. You got to get over that. You got to sacrifice a little bit of pride, right? It's her money. We want her to be ambitious and go get it, right? That's what you should wake up and tell her. That's what she should wake up and tell you. So then you're going to get mad at her for making more money than you?
Never. Like,
That's how I look at it.
To kind of answer that question, a woman's income only matters to me when it's being something that's a constant reminder of what we're doing and not doing. Like, if that's something you got to throw in my face, if that's something you got to remind me of, or the gestures that you make have anything to do with your finances versus my finances, like, that's the only time that it matters. Like, I couldn't give a fuck if you were a millionaire. That's not my money. I don't see what's the value in that for me. We can go on trips on your dime and some shit like that. I'm appreciative, I'm grateful or whatever, but it doesn't, I'm not gonna look at myself no less of a man. Because everything that has to do with what you are as a man has nothing to do with it's not all your financial situation.
That's our money. You got $1 million, that's our money.
But I'm saying, it's the same thing with a girl.
Don't you need to contribute?
It's the same.
Invest in me.
Contribute.
As long as
That's
both
all
people
I'm saying. Contributing.
you don't think that the fact that she would be able to contribute more, she should use that as a way to come at you.
Now I'm saying, the only time that it matters, maybe two situations. If you are using that, if you're leveraging how much money you make versus how much money I make, if you make more than me, or if we're making like the same kind of like income or whatever, then who am I to judge, dictate, or say what you do with your finances? Because everybody's lifestyle is different. Everybody got their own responsibilities and shit. The only time that it would probably be a hindrance if you just didn't have any type of income.
Right.
Like if you didn't have any, and it's cool if when I met you, you had your own shit together. People lose jobs all the time. People get fired, let go, terminated, like all that shit. That's life shit. It happens. It took my cousin's wife to remind me that when my last situation kind of ended or whatever, she was like, well, you can't get hung up on the fact that y'all wasn't at the same place and time in life when it comes to bank accounts and shit like that. Like you're a young man who's still progressing. You're gonna find your own way. You'll get to where you want to be financially in time. Somebody may already be there in that situation, but anybody can fall off. Like niggas get traded from teams every day. Niggas get cut, waived, and all this money that you had coming in, it's a null and void. What do you got outside of that? Where's the love at? Where's the people that had your back without it being a tangible thing? What you can do for them and shit. That's the only time it really matters to me.
So let's ask this. So say you the man in the house. So you bring it in.
I'm not finna do this bill shit.
No. We about to do that.
Alright, cool.
We already know how I feel about
That shit crazy.
So you are about to do the bill shit.
Jesus
So
Christ.
man, woman in the crib, man, woman living together. 4 years in a relationship, everything's good. The woman makes $250,000 a year. The man makes $20,000 a year. Who should be paying the bills?
You wanna take?
That's a.
What's your take? What's your take on that?
That's an extreme. That's an extreme.
That is
Okay. Let's make it real. She making $70 grand.
Okay.
You making 20. Who should be paying the bills?
It still should be. I feel like, are they married?
No. In a relationship, living together for
In a
years.
relationship, then it should be equal contribution.
Yeah,
Like equal contribution, or I'll say this: if she's making what, damn near 3 times the amount. Why would you put the person that you say you love and care about in a financial constraint? Because you made a conscious decision to move in with this person knowing that they weren't making the same type of money as you. If you're living somewhere where it's within your means that both of y'all pay and ain't nobody out, that makes sense. Now if you're living somewhere where it's highfalutin and it's ritzy and all that other shit, but this is your lifestyle, but you are dealing with somebody who can't subscribe to that same lifestyle at the same pace as you, why would you not lend yourself to be like, well, you know what? Let me make accommodations to where the percentages are different. Let me pay a little bit. Why let somebody drown trying to keep your own situation, your ego, your pride afloat?
What you saying?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. The thing is, you want it to be equal contributions, but coming into that sort of situation, you already know that you're gonna pay a little bit more in dues. But then at the same time, you gotta look at my man. What is he doing? Are you happy with what he's doing? Is he going out every day and working hard? One of my homies in college said, all I want to do is be a trash man. He's like, I be home to see my kids, and I run my routes in the morning and night. That's it. Other than that, I'm home with my kids. Right? That's what he aspired to do. He was like, I'm gonna handle that job 100%. I'm gonna give my all every day. If he's doing that, he's making that bread, and that's what he want to do, he happy with that, then that's one thing. I think that's something you gotta deal with. That's probably called love, right? And at the same time, it's not like he's not trying to do something more. So, I mean, if you look at it from that perspective and you cool with it, then you cool with it. Other than that, it's just love. Like you can't help that you love this person so much and they only make this money.
I hate that the
20
financial
grand a year.
shit takes so much of a precedence when it comes to relationship and whether the significance.
Well, it's bigger than relationships, though. It's the world.
Shit sucks,
we
man.
live in a capitalist country.
Shit sucks.
We actually, bro, if you just think about it for a second, we are actually handing pieces of paper to each other, acting like it's worth something. I'm literally giving you a $20 bill, and we're both acting like this is value of something. It's really a piece of paper.
What's that shit that you were saying that one time? We was having a conversation one day in the gym. You was talking like women have to understand that dealing with men who have a certain type of income or lifestyle comes with, I don't want to fuck up the verbiage.
I don't remember.
You were saying like, women want men who have a certain type of life, who can afford to support their lifestyle. Even if your woman makes $130,000, $140,000 a year, she's always going to want a man who makes that much or more. But usually, in most cases, it's unless she's like just headstrong and all about her finances and is independent, not codependent of a man and what he can do or add value to her life or whatever, she's going to meet him halfway on everything just because they both are equally vested, they both have the same amount to lose. But a lot of women want men who have that same type of lifestyle to come in, support that lifestyle, buy them bags, take them on trips and all that other shit. And you were saying that they don't understand that it comes with a certain type of dealing. Like men will treat you a certain kind of way when they feel like you're an accessory.
Right.
When they feel like me having you around, me having all this money and shit like that, I can afford you. I can afford to have you on my arm at this moment. I can afford to do these things for you, but you are disposable. Like a man who has less than you ain't looking at you like that. He might not be counting your pockets and trying to figure out, you know, how you spending your bread. I've been with women who had tons of more money than me, tons of more, and it wasn't my concern. I don't care that you make this kind of bread. I don't care that you're supporting your lifestyle this way. I only care when it's one of those things that you're leveraging over my head to emasculate me as a man, to make me feel inferior to you in situations where, because if your girl making more money than you and shit like that, what are you doing? You taking care of the house, you taking out the trash, you washing cars and shit like that. Like these small intangible things that you feel like are lightening her load for her can kind of be swept under the rug because all she's thinking about is a dollar amount associated with your name. And that's the unfortunate part.
And that's where I think to me, relationships is teamwork. If you don't have a teamwork mentality, I really don't want to fuck with you. It's like I like to hang around people who was involved in team sports, because people who are involved in team sports, they understand what it is to work together as a team. Where you're better at this, so this is what you do. I'm better at this, so I do this. You may be better than me at this over here, so you do that. And that balance has to be there. That's why I think about bills, with love, the whole thing. It's all about balance. Whether I may suck at communication, you may be better. So I know I suck at communication, so maybe I need to shut the fuck up and listen to you because you're better at communication. All of that has to be a balance, and that's where relationships have to be on the same streamline for those type of things to happen. But I think it's so many unexpected, that's just the wrong word, so many, the expectations that people have are not discussed. They think that automatically, nobody has the discussion of what does a relationship mean to you. It's all about what we all assume relationships mean. No cheating, can't do this, can't do that, you ain't supposed to be out late. We all have these imaginary rules of what we think relationship means, and we never sit down and have that conversation with each other. It just happens, and then we have these expectations that we never discussed and we're holding each other accountable to, and I think that's where shit goes wrong in relationships. But
would you date a woman who makes more money than you?
Yeah.
Who's like,
if she has the right mentality,
substantially well off more than you are.
Damn right.
What would be your insecurities within that situation?
Yeah, I don't think I would have it if it's the right woman. If it's the right woman, I don't think I would have any. Listen, I'm the type of person, it is impossible for me to sit on the couch and not do nothing. I'll start itching. I can't sit on the couch and just not do nothing. It irks me. So I have to be thinking of something or working or writing something or doing something. So there's no way that if my wife makes 20 mil, that I'm
sitting around just
spending 20 mil.
Right.
I'm like, babe, I need a business or something. We gotta figure something out. We split it down the middle. 50,
you wouldn't feel like that would be taken away from you as a man if your woman supported whatever it is that you're doing financially?
Hell no. Because it's the
I
agree.
Woman. 1000%.
That's what I'm saying. If it's the right woman, I don't want the woman who's looking at what she did for me. Right. Because we're gonna do this for us. Because
if it hadn't been for me, you wouldn't like, yo, come on.
And then also though, when I approach her, I'm not going to approach her like, you should be doing this because we married.
Right.
Like, no, babe, look, I got this business idea. This shit is gonna work. I've done the research. Here's all the numbers, everything. Have your lawyer take a look at it.
You come into her with what makes sense for the betterment.
If we talking business, we talking business.
Right.
So here, have your lawyer take a look at this. This is the layout. This is the plan. Make sure he thinks that your accountant, whoever need to look at that. This is how it works. Then we're gonna split this down the middle, 50%, 50-50. You don't gotta do nothing. You just gonna collect the bag off of this.
They're gonna kill us in the comments. Because we went on like so many tangents with the.
They're gonna love every second of this.
The deep dives. The deep dives is like some of this shit got to be talked about.
It's a conversation.
I'm feeling like a part. I'm feeling like a part two.
As long as you complete points.
I'm with it.
I'm feeling like a part two because we got mad questions to get to.
Make sure with them same Bone Thugs and Homies boys. I'm all for it, my nigga.
Yeah, I think we can knock out one more.
Let's get one more. I'm with it. Make it a good one, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So the question is, why is it when a woman cheats on a man, he won't take her back, but if a man cheats on a woman, she takes him back? Why is that? Why is that lopsided? Why is it different? Why is it that a man won't take a woman back after she's cheated?
Simple. Pride and ego, man.
That's it.
Pride and ego. It's no more, no less. Like a man who is, what are we? Hunters, primal. We go out, we pursue. Everything we catch, we kill, we eat. Like, that's our mindset. So imagine being a caveman. You killed the motherfucking, what's the, I'm drinking, I'm missing the big elements, bro. You kill a mammoth.
Okay.
Drag the motherfucker back to the cave and shit. Got another motherfucking cave, man. Come in. And take your motherfucking Willy Mammoth, scalp your shit in front of you in his old cave. It's gonna fucking, like, mentally, it's fucking with you like, damn. Like, man, he throw you back the carcass of the mammoth and shit. You looking like, bro, I want that shit. You done came in here and tarnished all my hard work, everything I done put in. You know what I'm saying? It's the same superficial logic with men, but it's the way we're set up. Like, no man wants to be the man who sits around as men and have conversations. It's that same, men were raised on that logic, boys don't cry, and women nurture. That's why we buy them doll houses and, you know, like little feminine toys and all that other shit. Because we don't want to ever be perceived as weak or vulnerable.
You think it's emasculating, Rose?
Would you take a woman back who cheated?
It depends on how she cheated.
What you mean?
So
This ain't with the girl thing again, is it?
No. Like, say, like, for example, if a girl cheated on me, if we was going through it, she went on vacation with her homegirls and she cheated while she was on vacation. That's different.
That's out of town dick.
It's different. If she in town, sneaking, lying, creeping, I may know this nigga, all that shit, that's different.
I'm gonna be 1,000, bro.
It's different.
I'm gonna be 1,000.
Talk to
I'm gonna
him.
be 1,000, my nigga. My girl cheated on me.
And it's gotta be somebody I love, though. It's gotta be like,
Oh, we talking about somebody we love.
yeah, it's somebody I love, want to be
my
with
girl,
forever. Yeah.
who I love, cherish, I hold dear to my heart, cheats on me with another guy. Would I take her back? I would take her back under the context that whatever happened in that situation wasn't widespread. Like, because I still got to think about, you got to think about why women take men back. Some women take men back because the shit isn't blown up. Like, they find out about the other woman. They confront the other woman, but they haven't been fully exposed. That's why they ask all these deep dive questions. You be chilling with this bitch, you hang out with this bitch, y'all going on dates. They want to know what exposure you're giving this woman who's not her to the world. That matters to them. You putting an egg on the face. Women don't care about the fact that you cheat. They care about the fact of being embarrassed. Cheating, of course, is wrong. They care. Let me take that back. They care to an extent, but they do care more about the egg on their face. Like,
Do they expect it though?
Do they expect? I wouldn't say that. Nah, I wouldn't say that. Even though, like, this, what's this new narrative that all men cheat and da-da-da-da, like,
Black men don't cheat.
Yeah, of course not. I think that the narrative that all men cheat is true, but to a degree. Like, men cheat at certain ages of their life. Like, you can outgrow the need or want to be around multiple women. Like, there was a point in time in life, like I said before, that was like a thrill for me to be with all these people, doing all this shit, running all these games and shit like that, and just living on that high. Then it gets to a point where it's like, damn, son, this shit is like stressful. It's taxing. Like, I don't want to have to keep ducking and dodging this motherfucker. Plus, I want to invest in somebody. I'm only getting older. Like, this shit, I can't do this forever. I'm not gonna be handsome forever. I'm not gonna be in shape forever. I'm not gonna be desirable forever. Like,
I'm gonna be handsome forever.
Nah, bro.
Yes,
Like, you get to a point where you are going to be unattractive to somebody. Like, there are gonna be females.
You're unattractive to people right now.
I'm 21, 22 years old looking at me, bro. They're not looking at the nigga with the bald head with the gray strand and niggas is big. Like, they're not checking for niggas like me. Like, and that's cool, because I ain't checking for them either. But I'm saying, it's gonna be a point where that shit that was popping for you, where, you know, that the swag and shit that you had, your bravado, even your voice and shit like that, charismatic, that's appealing to women. But it's gonna, all things fade. And you're gonna want somebody that's just gonna love you and care about you with all them changes. That's gonna wanna be there with you not having any of the things that you had when they first met you and shit. And that's the mindset I'm in now. So if I meet a woman who I'm invested in and we're building together and shit like that, and like you said, we fuck up all the time. What's to expect them to not fuck up? When women have even if they are built differently than us, if they cheat, it's like one of them things where it's like.
You really think you can bounce back from that though?
I don't know. I honestly, I couldn't tell you, bro. Like real shit, I couldn't say that I could get back with my girl and everything is gonna be the same. Cause I've been in relationships where I cheated and nothing was the same. The way she looked at me.
The reason I say my example of like she went on vacation with the homegirls and she fucked a stranger, right? I'm gonna be pissed, right? I'm gonna be hot. I'm gonna be mad. But the fact that it was a stranger on vacation, it sounds crazy, but that's like a benefit for her. Right. Because if she's creeping up around Charlotte with a dude and sneaking and sleeping over there and saying you at work and lying about this and lying at that, to me that's a whole nother, that speaks to character now. Like it
You saying that's a respectful way to cheat?
Yes.
I
1,000% is a respectful way to cheat.
It's a respectful way to cheat.
1,000% it's a respectful way to cheat.
Like if I cheat,
I'm not saying that it's right, but I'm saying that there is a respectable way to cheat.
She can't cheat. Like if you give me your situation. Your situation is different. You are, public figures. I don't want to stress that out, but you are like you out here in these streets. Like you DJ, people see you. You got a podcast. Like it'll be hard for you to, it'll be hard for you to date somebody, and your girl cheat, and there not be a degree of separation between the person she's cheating with and someone knowing you. Like, so at some point in time, it's not.
But I think that's not true because I think the population of the entertainment world in Charlotte is very, very small. You look at some of the biggest people who are in the entertainment industry in Charlotte and look at their followers and then look at how many people are in the city of Charlotte. It's a very small percentage.
You're arguing my point. That's what I'm saying. Like, she would be hard pressed to deal with somebody that's not true. I don't really date
people from the entertainment industry, so I don't think them lines would
cross. Your girl could be low. Your girl could be low. She could be low and not be involved in that world at all. And I'm still under the belief that if you're in Charlotte and you are who you are in the seat that you take, that she would run into somebody who knows somebody who eventually knows you. Like, and that shit spreads like wildfire. Like once you cheat,
right, and that's what I'm
saying.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what would change the perspective of the conversation.
Could you take back a shorty who cheated? Real shit. Have you taken back a girl who's cheated?
I did for a short period of time, but I couldn't get past it. Especially.
So, with that, I'm sorry. With that said, you couldn't get past it, right? You understand why being with our girls after we cheat and do some infidelity shit, they have a hard time dealing with us the same way in the same capacity? The girl who I was with, who thought, without proof, without real substantial proof, that I did something with another female, bro, you know how cold it was in that house during them days?
Yeah.
Shit. Like, nigga, it was like real, like, it's an uncomfortable feeling knowing that somebody who values you, looks at you a certain kind, smiles at you a certain, texts you a certain kind of way, all of that whole dynamic is switching now. Yeah. Because of
but you gotta wear that decisions. You gotta wear that.
That's what I'm saying.
You gotta wear that.
But I'm saying,
so that's the same thing when it's flipped. Like if she cheated and I'm in here spazzing when I come around the corner for no reason, she gotta wear all of that.
But why penalize somebody if you decide to take them back?
Because this is the process.
That's what men do. That's exactly what men do.
That's what women do.
No, so okay.
That's what women do.
This is what men will do. So right, we'll cheat on our girl and have that conversation, and that house will be cold, like you said. It'll be cold because she got to deal with the emotions. She's taught since birth how to deal with her emotions, how to walk through them. So she has to do that on her own, and she can only talk to people that she feel won't be embarrassed by the fact that she still wants to take you back even though you cheated, right? So they got to deal with that already. So, and what men do is we think about it logically. We say, okay, well, if she taking me back, then, I get my licks, but we might try to put some limit on how long this lasts for, some period, or what type of punishment it should be and how long she should be cold towards us. You know what I'm saying? That's how we look at it. And so that will create some strife. And we can't deal with that again because we're not going to talk to her about how we feel, about why we actually cheated, about some deep, dark secret from our childhood and open up ourselves because we're taught since birth.
You think they give a fuck
not
about
to do that? Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think they care.
Listen,
I don't think
you trying to tell me no woman loves you getting close to them? What's more than that, the personal stories that nobody else knows.
If we are being vulnerable with our women for the sake of cheating, I can't condone that. Because I don't want to play on somebody. I don't want to make them feel guilty about feeling a way about me that's negative based on my decisions and shit. So I'm playing on their emotions about childhood, Because I've been there before. I've done that. I've been the nigga like, yo, I was raised a certain kind of way, and then she null and voids what her sentiments at that time to now comfort me. I feel like these days it should be fair. It should be fair game all across the board. Like if I fucked up and I gotta, like you said, wear my indiscretions and shit. As a man, I pick my chin up and I'm hating that. And I'm a spaz because you spazzing and shit, but I understand why you're doing that. As a man, I don't think, like we put a limitation on our bullshit. Like, if I find you cheap and I take you back, I'm gonna give you some dick, and I'm gonna roll over after that. I ain't gonna get the rag. Like, that's the petty shit we do. It ain't deep as you can't sleep in the same bed as me, or we not having sex, or I don't want to kiss you because I don't feel comfortable. I don't want to allow you into my body with me thinking about you being on somebody else or some shit. Men is like, we surface, dog. We surface as shit. Like,
that's why I say, when bringing it back to the topic of the show, what women don't understand about men, I really think that what it is that women have to understand that men aren't women. We're not women. So once you understand us and try to understand us, because they think that we think like them and we're supposed to think like them. So when we don't react how they think we should react, they see that as wrong because they're not understanding what we are as men. We are not women. So you think that this certain reaction should be going on, but it's not happening because we are not women. Once women understand that how we think and how we process things, then they'll understand us better. There won't be this war of men versus women on social media every goddamn day.
When your girl took you back, well, when you took her back, you took somebody back at the gym, right? Yeah. What was your how was you moving after that? Like, was it different? Was you like?
Nah, I was hurt, bro. I was hurt.
I was hurt too. Like, I was checking phones
I ain't even gonna lie.
Doing all kinds of bullshit. Like, cause as a man, like your pride tells you, nah, be bigger than this. Just, take it all in stride. You made this decision to be back with this person, but don't move funny. Like, I was completely out of my element when I had to make that decision, because it's like, yo, I really love this person. I care about this person. But like, look at all this bullshit I'm doing, trying to make myself believe that because she cheated, it's a one-off. It happened. It's circumstantial. I get it. It'll never happen again.
That's why the vacation thing works for me. It's a one-off.
I get how that's
went on vacation,
but you don't think that's
still not.
Think about the time that you might have had a girlfriend, you cheated and got away with it, right? That only compels you to probably do it again. So if your girlfriend goes out of town, she cheats with a nigga that's out of town or whatever, she done fed that sensation that's in her to want someone else. You think that's gonna be subdued at that point?
Do you think it's not possible for it to be a one-off?
No, I don't think so. I ain't saying once a cheater, always a cheater, but I think like if your mindset is.
So then why would you take her back? You said you would take her back.
I would take her back.
But you just said it's not a one-off. You can't have both. I'm
not saying. All right, so let me be clear. If it's a one-off in that situation where she cheated because of something that I did that prompted the cheating, then at that point in time, I have a choice to make about how I move and how I change my behavior about what she's missing. Like, she could be wanting my time and she wasn't getting that. Women don't cheat for the same reason that men cheat. We cheat based off physical bullshit, strictly physical bullshit. Women cheat off of wanting companionship or wanting somebody that's going to be understanding and listening. Or you might be more attractive. Then it can't just be attraction. It's always something else compounding. Women cheat looking for the next step with that next man. Men cheat just because we got time on our hands.
But I think so. I don't think all women cheat for
the next shit.
The next step up.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say that. I know
the ones who get truly mad in a relationship are the ones who do that.
What you mean, looking for the next situation?
Exactly.
Your girl, you know how long it takes for your girl to get to a point where she decides, yo, I'm about to go fuck somebody else.
Yeah.
She done been dealing with your bullshit a long fucking time, yo. I could always tell, like, even the girls who cheated on me when I was with them, I was like, everybody that time. I don't fuck up enough. Yes. Round up. Yes. She's due for one. She's due for like a cheating situation. So, man, I get it, man. I don't condone it on any level, whether it's me versus her or her versus me and the cheating shit. But I'm logical enough to understand that if they do it and you take them back, you're going to deal with insecurities. You're going to deal with feeling a sense of loss of value. Like, I don't know why people think that because men are men that we don't go through the same emotional in its analysis that females go through, because we go through a lot of all these highs and lows.
It's different for men though.
We do.
Because men.
Do you tell when you got cheated on? Did you go back and tell all your homies? You ate that shit, right?
Yeah, exactly. But
it's like taking a loss in a fight. You ain't finna go back and tell niggas you got beat up.
Right,
Nah,
but
they was the first people I called when I found out.
You got beat up?
Not beat up.
We got cheated. Nah, I wouldn't call none of my homies.
That's exactly why.
I might call my best friend.
Nah, that's the first people I called.
Girls put the cheat in the group chat. It be bitches they don't even fly. They ain't even fly with like that. Like it's the girls that they just go to cocktail parties with, and everybody know you cheated.
It's emotional for them, but we don't know. Like they experience the emotions and they are able to deal with them mentally because they're emotionally intelligent. Men are taught since birth not to be emotionally intelligent because we don't talk about our emotions.
I agree.
And then we act out in different ways, likely to abuse substances, all that stuff, because we don't know how to talk about it. Right. So I think that's probably the biggest thing. Like to wrap up, like to sum it up to the name of the show today, is that women deal with that and they know how to express it and get past it. We don't deal with it, we bury it, and then when we do deal with it, it's at a point in time where it's going to escalate into something that has nothing to do with all the root of our issues are.
It's like Rose said, man, like they're built differently than us. We're all, men versus women, no matter what background or household you come from, we're all those tangible and intangible lessons. We're all taught, men versus women. Like women are taught to be a certain kind of way, men are taught to be a certain kind of way. That's why it's so much of a different parallel between how we handle things versus how they handle things, because of all of these fucking people just drilling shit in your head about what you should do, how you should handle, da-da-da-da. Women don't get that same lesson. Men don't get the same lesson that women get. That's why we have all these conflicting ideologies about how we should be handling each other, man, and we're not having conversations with each other about how to deal with one another.
Right.
We're just going off of the shit that we know.
It's like what I said earlier. It's like if somebody doesn't agree with what you're saying, they automatically write it off as bullshit instead of hearing what you're saying, understanding why you're saying it, and then assessing it that way. But as soon as you hear something that you don't agree with, oh, that's bullshit, niggas ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? They would just wipe it off like that. But then you have to ask yourself sometimes, why is this man saying this? Like, even though I disagree, why is this man saying this? Even though I disagree with her, why is this woman saying it? We have to push past just disagreeing and try to understand each other. I think
is niggas ain't shit still a thing?
Hell yeah.
You still ain't shit? Man,
that's still a thing.
Might not change.
It's still a thing.
Damn.
Have you been on social media today?
No, bro. Like real shit. I don't know how y'all operate right now. I haven't been on.
Oh, I've been wanting to delete my shit, but I put up a status.
So real shit. I haven't deleted my shit, but I haven't been on Instagram or like I can't been on Snapchat probably 6-7 months or whatever. I haven't been on Instagram consistently in the last 8 or 9 months. Like when I get my news and shit, like it's always in passing other people or people talking about shit. Then I have to download it to catch up on the shade room or some shit like that to figure out what's going on or whatever. But I think for me, what that was, it was like trying to separate myself away from all the shit that I don't agree with. Like if you say you're dating somebody, right, and their whole thing is to be overly immersed in a world outside of y'all world, it's gonna cause some type of disdain. It's gonna make you feel like if you value all that shit more than you value what's going on between you and I, why should I equally invest in it? I care more about this situation. So you want to separate yourself from it. That's how I feel about social media. Like that shit is not drawing me closer to nobody who I feel like I care about, who I love, who I want to be around every day. Like, dog, I don't need to check your feed every day to figure out what's going on with you. I can call, I can text, I can ask you to link up and shit. Like, I don't know, just more surreal shit for me, dog. It's just
I said the other day, I said, man, if I didn't have like a brand and this is how I got my stuff out, I said I would delete all of this shit today, bro, because it's starting to get so ridiculous, man. You got like the Jussie Smollett situation, like you are a hit singer on a hit show and you're still looking for attention. Like these celebrities tell us every day how horrible it is to be a celebrity, and yet everybody's still trying to get that attention. They're telling us without telling us. Like when Cardi B gets on her Instagram and she's talking, you can tell it sucks to be a celebrity. Like the only benefit of it is to have the money. Everything else, with reading everybody's opinion, those people are human, they ain't superheroes. Right. They read those comments just like we read our own comments.
I don't think they be reading them that much though. I think
they scan through the shit that appeals to them. Anything that bigs them up, anything that kind of like pats them on the back.
No.
You think they're reading all that negative shit?
What? That's the only thing they respond to. Listen, they have 30,000 comments. I love you. You're the greatest. I never seen the one like you before.
And then the one they replied to.
And then the one that they replied to is the one person
right.
that said, "Oh, you look ugly in that dress." So yeah, they reading them comments and they paying attention to the wrong shit. I'm super good. Man, we're gonna have to wrap this though.
Yeah, that's good, man. I know you got shit.
We gotta definitely do a part 2 because it's like maybe 15 questions.
How long was that? Like what, an hour?
We've been running about an hour and some change.
Man, I appreciate y'all boys, man. It's good seeing you again, Meek. I ain't seen you in a minute, yo.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
So that's it. We're gonna bring it back for part 2 because I know you're like, oh, he ain't get to my question. So we definitely gonna do a part 2, fellas. I appreciate both of y'all coming through, man.
Man, I hope we did you some justice, bro. Coming out here.
This was
I hope I don't take away from your fan base.
This is super good,
yeah,
man. We look, my fans, that shit sound crazy.
People that
admire what I do, appreciate my work.
People that appreciate your craft work.
They're objective, so we should see some good feedback. Man, I appreciate both of y'all. This is the Deeply Opinionated Conversations, and we out.